Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Terumot, Perek Gimal Mishnah Aleph. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss if someone gave Terumah and then he found out that it was spoiled, right? After he separated it, he found out it was spoiled. Now, it could be that it's spoiled before he separated the Terumah. It could be it spoiled after he separated the Terumah, or it could be he's not even sure, right? What is going to be the law in these three cases? Haturem Kishot, if someone separated Kishot, squash, mara, ended up finding out that it was bitter. Right? Or he separated a watermelon as terumah, and they ended up finding out that it was rotten inside. Sometimes that would happen to a watermelon, just rots inside. Again, it's no good. You gave that to Kohen. Does it count? Does it not count? So terumah v'yachzor v'yitrom. Right? It counts as terumah, but you need to redo it. Right? Now, the issue is that if it was really something that was rotten, it's inedible, right? And the Kohen can't even eat it. So therefore, he needs to separate another one. Now, both these terumot he has to give to the Kohen, but the Kohen himself needs to pay back the Israel the higher value of the two, right? So if now you separate another watermelon, right, the Kohen needs to pay for one of them. Right? Because over here, again, it's terumah, so he's getting extra, but at the same time, he needs to pay back. Why? Because we say, according to the klal, if you're going to take from someone, you need to go ahead and prove it. And over here, it's not proven that both of these are terumah. They're not definitely terumah, so the Kohen would have to pay for one of them. Now the Mishnah continues. If a person separates a barrel of wine, ended up it's spoiled, it turned into vinegar. If he knew that it was vinegar before he gave it as terumah, it doesn't count at all. It doesn't count as terumah because you can't give vinegar to cover wine. Let's say once you gave it, afterwards it became vinegar. Then it counts because you separated it. And when you separated it as terumah, right? That's when the law applied, and it was still wine when you separated it. Ve'im safek, let's say it's a safek, not sure if when it turned to vinegar before I separated it as terumah, after I separated it as terumah. Terumah v'yachzor v'yitrom. It counts as terumah, but he needs to separate another terumah misafek. Now, we're not really sure. Now, what's interesting over here is we don't say for sure the first one's terumah. We can't say for sure the second one's terumah. They're both safek. And therefore, the end of the Mishnah, right? The first terumah that you separated, it doesn't become meduma. Let's say one piece fell into another 99, right? Usually, if you count that as meduma, then the whole thing would be terumah misafek. But over here, we're saying no, it's a safek terumah that fell in, right? And therefore, because it's a safek terumah that fell in, if it's a mixture of a safek that fell in, that's not considered meduma. Let's say someone ate it by mistake, he doesn't have to pay back the extra fifth. Also the second terumah. So both these terumot, you're giving me safek. And because they're safek, right, we're not sure which one is the definite terumah, both of these leniencies apply to both the first and the second terumah.